Okay, guys. First, I want to welcome you here. I hope that you have a nice weekend and you will have a smooth start this semester. My name is Ismail. I will give you this course. I have a PhD in computer science. I finished my PhD in Lille University. It's in France. You can see this from my French accent. Before this, I finished my study in Germany in Duisburg, Essen. So I have a master in computer engineering and my BS also in computer engineering. My PhD was in computer science. It was more about multimedia mining and data science. I have industrial experience in parallel with my academic experience, especially in the big data and data science, as I said, and for sure with data warehousing and web development and the cloud solution. I've been consultant and work with different company before I came here to Canada. And since I'm here, I have been here as a university instructor. I gave this course in fall. I'm giving this also in spring. Before I start, I want to tell you something that I'm here as your coach. This is always I always tell this to my student, which means that there's a main difference between being an instructor and being a coach. So we will work as a team. And this course, it will be a very nice industrial oriented. What do you mean by industrial oriented or industry oriented? Which means after this course, you can start making real websites. Again, all of us who is in computer science or computer engineering or whatever, or in this industry, we will be always a student. I started giving web programming since 2013. And in each year, I have to update my lectures. Even though I'm using somehow for many years the same platform, like what we are going to discuss today, this platform will be updated. So my first advice to you that you are going to be always student. Whenever you stop being a student, you will be kicked out of the industry. So even though after you finish your university degree and you are going to start working in whatever company, you should adapt yourself to be always updated. This means that what I will give you here is know how to learn. You should be motivated to go ahead and dig more in this, not only to deal with a course that, oh, this course I have to do what assignment they will ask me, and go ahead and do the project. And sometimes we have to play around about this in order just to finish and get a nice grade. You will get a nice grade. I'm for quite sure. I'm an easygoing person concerning grading. However, I should feel that you are serious and you're making an effort. So you should help yourself, but letting me see how much effort you are doing. And this course is sequential. What I mean by sequential? That today it will be introductory lecture. So we will start, for example, asking about or describing the first step in PHP programming. And then the next step, we will go a further step based on the first step. So if you don't follow up with the lectures, suppose that you don't follow up with the lecture for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then when you will be in the fourth week and then you want to start working with the course, you can feel that you are lost and you are not able to follow with us. So I advise you to follow it up weekly based. Again, I will deal with you as a team that we will have many group work. Starting from today, we will have some questions. However, we will start from next lecture having group work. I will divide you during the live session to different group work at the end, and then give you a lab test that we will do it with each other in order to practice. So starting from the next lecture, because I want you to prepare the environment, your laptop environment, as we will discuss today. And starting from the next lecture, you will have a lab work. Let me start first now, talk more about the course administration. This course, as far as you know, that you should have finished CIS 145, which talked about the client side in web programming, because I expect you all familiar with HTML, CSS, and maybe with some JavaScript, but at least HTML and CSS. So in this course, I expect all of you familiar with this, okay? The book is detail and detail, there is different versions. We can keep it as a reference. However, no need to have it. The lectures are enough, plus when we upload the lecture to the Blackboard, I will put some references at the first slide. I will add here, for example, some references of some website that you can go for further exercises. And me also, I will get some information from this website or some data, and I put it in the lectures. So I will try my best that always I will give you some online resources that you can go back to it if you want to go further beyond the lecture notes. Again, the lecture notes are enough, but like all programming, practice. So the grading schema will be like this. So we will attendance and participation, which means that what I said, attendance and participation. I will take attendance for the online lectures and also for all other when we will be back on campus. I'm very excited to be back to the campus to give any class lectures, because I believe education, any class, it's better doing it online. This interaction, this eye contact, it's very important. But does it mean that, for example, I said, okay, you were absent for 4, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, you will fail. I will not do it like this. I don't know, according to the policy of the university, it's up to the university if there is a policy for the attendance. But for my own policy, I will collect attendance for this 10%. This 10%, it is for attendance participation, which means when I said participation, it means that I will take notes who will always active and participate during the classes. When I talk about the classes, I mean online classes and any classes. So this 10% will be based on the attendance and participation. So the more you show on the class, the more you will be active. You are very close to get the whole 10%. So it's up to you. And I'm quite sure if you don't show off, you don't show on the class, it will not be easy to pass this class. So this 10%, this is why for each lecture, I will take attendance. Today I am recording now, and also I can take attendance directly using the Microsoft Team. And later when we're in class, I will do it. Maybe at the beginning or at the end of the lecture. So try your best. Again, it doesn't mean that you will fail or pass based on how much you attend. No, but this will affect your final grade. So it is highly recommended that you always attend. And sometimes if you have some cases, just drop me an email and said, okay, today I will not be able, in order that, okay, for you, I will exempt the grade for today from the whole grading this 10%. This 10% is very important. It will change your grade from A- to A, from A to A+. So you don't say, okay, 10% doesn't so much matter. No, it would matter. Assignments. So if you can see that there is no midterm, why? Most of my programming course, I don't make midterms. Because I believe that midterms or finals, if they will be, for example, paper-based or questions, they will not give me a good idea about this person, how much he now have a good knowledge about the course, because it is a practice course. So I believe doing an assignment at home, when this assignment will be more oriented as a mini project, which means you will have a programming task, it will be better in this case. So I increase the portion of the assignments and make a project. So if you see that the project and the assignment and final, they have all the same portion. Expected we will have 3 to 4 assignments, minimum 3, and maybe we can have 4 assignments. So we will have a project. I think when we will finish add and drop period, maybe after 2 weeks, I will distribute you to different groups that you start communicating with each other in order that when we will announce, we will not talk now about the project. We will talk about the project at the middle of the course, and the deadline will be till the end of the course, which means that the last day or the last, let's say the last lecture will be the deadline for the project delivery. However, it will be group work. The assignment will be individual work. So in the Blackboard, I will divide you to different groups in order to you can know each other. Maybe not now, maybe the next week or the week after, because still we are in the drop and add period till then the list of the student is stable, so we can do it. However, we will not discuss the project now. So we start sending assignment now, and then we will go the project later. So as I said, attending online session in person is highly recommended and required, because it will affect your 10% grade. If you will be absent for about illness or disability, please let me know, and I will do my best to support. It does mean that sometimes if you see that, okay, I can't go ahead and catch this lecture, and this lecture has some important, I will talk now about office hours, so in order to support you later. Sorry, it's not 3, so it's 11. All online session will be recorded and shared. So as I did now, I start recording this session. So after this, I will upload it to YouTube channel, and then I will share the link in the Blackboard. So in the Blackboard, you will have a content area, name it recorded session. You can go there and you can see the YouTube video, and you can always watch it. Why I said YouTube video? Because maybe in the YouTube video, it will make an automatic captions. So if you want with caption, you can deactivate captions. Sometimes people, they want to see in this case, no need to make a manual caption. So the caption will be automatically generated by the YouTube, and it will be easier for different phones, and devices to do it. So, but however, all material, for example, the lecture notes as a PDF file, and the assignment, and the link for the YouTube, and now the Meet today, all will be published in the Blackboard. So the Blackboard will be our data warehouse container where we are going to warehouse all our data there. As I said, it is an interactive learning, which means that I will be depressed and upset if I always talk. So I will expect that you can stop me anytime and ask me. Again, this is for live sessions, either in now. I hope it seems that we will be back, because we received an email that telling us that we will be back after 23 January. So 99% we will be back. And I hope that this pandemic, we hope so. We as an university professor, I think that, yeah, 2 years now, I haven't been back in the campus. So I forgot what a campus means. So I'm very excited that we will be back there. So I think that I thought this eye contact with a student, because sometimes I can feel I'm crazy, always talking to a machine. So I'm very excited to be back, and I hope that we will be back. So either we are online or we are in a class, I expect that you always stop me, ask me. Don't wait till the end of the lecture to have questions. Go ahead, whatever questions you get in your mind, go ahead, do your best. Whenever I'm giving you new information, analyze it, and if you have any question, don't say, okay, maybe it is a silly question. No, I expect you different level of questions. And it is a good opportunity for you to ask me now, because if you start working in more advanced comparing to what you have already learned in CIS 145, in this web programming, it will be a good opportunity for you to start finding a job for you in the market or starting your own job. So it is a very, very good opportunity you to really start your ABC step in your career. What about office hour? I will offer you two types of office hour. Either drop in, even though now I will go to my, even though you are online, I will be in the campus. My office in Chilliwack so far, I will see when we're back in the campus in Abbotsford if I can have a space there, but so far my office is in Chilliwack campus, not in Abbotsford. So from now till 23, I will be Tuesday and Friday drop in office. So you don't need any appointment. So Tuesday from 2 to 4 p.m. I will be at my office. You can go ahead and starting tomorrow and go to my office and ask me whatever you want. Friday also morning from 9:30 to 12. So just go to my office. This is my office A3413. About online, I have also online virtual office. So it is using Zoom. Why Zoom? Because Zoom, it has something in waiting room, and now to differentiate between the lecture and I have also published the link, the weekly link for the Zoom meeting online. However, I prefer for online to book for you a slot. Because when you will be dropped in office, so if there is some people in the office, you can know, so you can wait outside till I finish somebody. But sometimes I will have students from different courses. So to be sure that now you can ask me whatever you want, but if you need some private support, one-to-one support, so go ahead. I will be very happy to see you in the virtual office. So we have Thursday and Friday also. So from 9:30 to 11, and Friday from I will do something afternoon for people who work during the day. So 3:30, 5:30. So just drop me an email telling me today I want to join the virtual office hour. I have some question for you. I will book for you a time slot for you. Normally I will book for 30 minutes or less more. It depends about how much a student they want to book a slot for them. I will be very happy to see you in the virtual office, and I will do my best to help you. So just drop me an email telling that you have some questions one-to-one and you want to be in a private time slot with me. Again, the Zoom meeting, they are all already published in. Before I will go to the learning outcome, I want to open the space to start discussing with you and also knowing you. So I would choose somebody of you that asks you about what he expects and know more about you. So let me start with, I will go alphabetically way. Alexander. Alexander, can you hear us?
Yes.
How are you today, Alexander?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Yeah, perfect. How was your winter holiday?
It was great. Got to spend a lot of time with family and all. So yeah.
You got out to, you live in Abbotsford?
In Maple Ridge.
Okay. So I think the weather is almost the same. So a lot of snow there.
Oh yeah, a lot of snow and now it's ice, so it's pretty slippery
Yeah,
out.
yeah, a bit of stupid, yeah. So tell me, what do you expect from this course?
Honestly, I just expect to learn a lot of new things. Personally, I
Okay.
don't have a whole lot of experience in programming, but yeah.
So you have already finished CIS 145, yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So do you expect what do you expect the difference between that course and this course?
Just a lot more advanced and just like learning more things about web programming.
Okay. So when you said more advanced, do you expect that we are going to learn the same language but more advanced tasks, or we are going to learn new languages?
Learning new languages and putting them both together, I guess. So like HTML, CSS, and
So you are excited, or you are going to deal with it as a course you want to finish with a high grade and that's all?
oh no, I'm definitely excited for sure.
Okay. You have to tell me because I'm instructor, yeah?
Oh yeah, no. Web development. Web development.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting to me. It's kind of something I look
Okay.
forward to. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you so much, Alexander. And
No
I'm
problem.
also excited to meet you at campus, maybe. Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you.
thank you. So now what about Anroop?
Hi, Professor. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. I can hear you. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Perfect. So tell me, what do you expect from this course?
So I have done CIS 145. I pretty
Okay.
enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to learn more, like JavaScript and more languages, so that we can
Okay.
put everything
So
together for web programming.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
So when you finish, after you have already finished the CIS 145,
Mm-hmm.
you create a website, but a static one. Do you know what
Yeah.
you mean by static one?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which means that there is the content of this website is it's somehow static based on what you add in your hard code,
Mm-hmm.
you would see. But do you expect that we are going to have a dynamic website, that this website, the content can be changed from a place?
To be honest, that sounds so interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do you know about database system? Have you already taken this course or still?
Yes.
So
I
do you
have
believe
done
that,
COM 230 and I have done CIS 270 with you last semester.
yeah. So do you believe that we are going to have this connection between this database and the website?
To be honest, I'm not that sure about that.
Okay, the last question for you.
Okay.
So do you believe that a website should have a connection with a database system?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I will give you my answer later when I discuss with more.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Okay,
Anurop.
perfect.
I like that you are here.
Perfect. Have a good one.
Yeah, too. Okay, Bowen. I'm saying it correct. Bowen? Bowen Hong?
Yes, it here.
Yeah, Bowen. I'm saying your name incorrect?
What?
Sorry?
What is your again?
Yeah, okay. Bowen. So it's okay, Bowen?
Yeah, it's my name.
Okay. So what do you expect from this course?
Learn more and learn a lot of something this course.
Okay.
I have learned other language,
Like?
C plus and Java.
Yeah, C++
Yeah.
and Java, they are desktop applications, but we are now talking about web programming, web applications. So I have already finished discussion with Anrob asking her that, do you believe that a website should be connected to a database system?
Uh, mm,
You are familiar with the database system?
what?
You are familiar with this?
Media?
I said you are familiar, so you
Yes, I'm familiar with it, and I believe I can do it very well.
Okay, thank you so much, Bowen.
Thank you.
David. Are you here, David? David YB? It seems that David is not here.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, David.
Sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
had my microphone muted.
No. You had a course with me before?
No.
No, okay. Because somebody else had his name David, but I forget his last name. And your voice somehow similar to his voice. So, David, the same question. What do you expect from this course?
I guess just more advanced version of CIS 145.
Okay.
I'm honestly not sure what to expect.
Yeah, okay. So let me ask you another question concerning CIS 145. What was the limitation in the CIS 145? What do you believe that there is some knowledge you needed to have a real website and you don't have it at that course? You got my question?
So, like, what more could I learn about it to make it better?
No. Yeah, as I said, what is the limitation? Do you believe that there are some limitation in the CIS 145 knowledge that you as a student, after you finish this course, still you can make a real website from A to Z? Do you believe this?
Yeah, I guess like you said, like dynamic websites is kind of like we coded like for like mobile and stuff, but it's like based on specific resolutions, and it was like not that great. So like a
Yeah, so
dynamic
you mean
website that changes.
responsive website?
Yeah, a responsive website. Yeah.
Yes, this is responsive, even though it should be done from CIS 145 scope because it is a client side. But do you believe that, for example, that let's take this scenario. This is for all of you, not only for David. So the UFV website, you as a student, you log into your username password and you go register courses, and then we can take the Blackboard if you want, as an example. You always, when there is a new material, you can go ahead and check the new material that uploaded by the instructor. And what I can see, it's different from what you can see. And there are some data being saved and there is an access for this data. So CIS 145 doesn't help us to do this.
Okay.
Yes, David?
So
in this course, after we finish this course, we can do something like e-learning website like the Blackboard, which means have different access control, and then we have a username password for different people. We name it sessions. And then there is some code from the server side. We'll talk later about the server side. And this connection with the database system, that there are some data is always being updated. And then we have to show this data in this website. So all of this we are going to learn in this course. I will take two more persons before I continue. Let I take Pavneet. Is it correct, the name? Pavneet. I can see only, there is no family name. I can see only the first name, Pavneet, or Pavneet Kaur, I think that last name. Or can you hear us, Pavneet? Doesn't hear us, maybe, or she doesn't have a mic. If one person, I think, doesn't have a mic, go ahead and try something in the chat. So Jason Lee. Jason, can you hear me? So Jason also cannot hear us. Take care that if you can't hear me, maybe sometimes, or you don't make any, maybe I will make you an upset in this case. You should be always with us. Hello, actually I don't have a camera on the mic as I use a desktop. No worry, Jason, it's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead to, I said, Mayan Mike, like, how you say in your name?
It's Mayank.
Mayank, so it's correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mayank. What do you expect from this course?
Yeah, I just expect to build dynamic websites which are more interesting. And like we did in CS 145, we just make the static websites which are a bit boring. So I expect to.
So I have a question for you. So in CIS 145, when you go ahead and make this static website using HTML and CSS, so normally when you go ahead take Java course, a C++ course, you have a compiler that is going to compile this code and give you the output. So the HTML and CSS, are they compiled or executed, and where they are executed?
I think they're executed directly. There is no need of a compiler.
No need compiler, perfect. So who will take care to this code, HTML code that you are going to write, in order to transfer it to the viewer that the user view as a website? Who will do this? It is the basic of CIS 145.
Yeah.
So it is a browser in this case.
Yeah, the web browser, the live.
The browser. So
yeah, the live browser.
Don't worry. I'm asking you this question to clarify it more, an open discussion that all of us can understand more about it. So you or any person here, don't be shy that you don't have the answer. I don't expect you all to have the answer. If you all have all my answer for all my questions, so I don't have to be here in this case.
Yeah.
So we said that the browser will take care for the HTML code and CSS. This code that we write is going to change it to a viewer. So it is not a compiler, but it's similar to the compiler. When you write C++ or Java, the compiler will transfer this code in order that executable code. So the browser will transfer this code to the user to see this code, to see the view or the output based on this code. So I have another question in this case. So this code, when I will go www.google.com and this HTML, before we talk about that server-side code, that this code that you write it, so where it will be, because this should be in the web or the internet, yeah? So where it will be, so normally this code, where it will be, where it is saved for our website. You got my question? You want me to ask to clarify the question?
Yeah, I understood. I think this code will not be shown to another user because the website.
But where it is? Where it is?
It is a kind of a web page, but it's not a website under we.
But where it is? Where it is saved? It is saved in the client computer. So when we go to the Blackboard, each one have at his computer a copy for the code, or where it is?
Yeah, each one of have their own piece of code, as it's just a web page, not a website, and its domain is also not made yet. So it's just
this
kind
is
of
the point. So you said a domain. So I think let's say it. No, all this code is going to be saved in a server. We name it hosting server. We'll talk about it today.
Hosting. Okay,
So, and the server will send a code that the browser can understand, which is in this case the HTML and CSS. Whenever you request a page, the server that will return for you the code for this page, and your browser will change this code to the view that you will see it based on the code that was sent by the server. So based on this, all the code will be saved by the server, the hosting server, but we will have two types of code. A code that will be executed in the client side and a code that will be executed in the server side. Now we are more mature. So we are going to learn the code that was executed or will be executed by the server side and how it will be sent it to the client side, which is the browser in this case.
Yeah.
Are you okay with this?
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You
Thank
helped
you.
me. Without
Yeah,
this
thank you.
discussion, without this discussion, I can't clarify it to all our team here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you that all of you that you give me this opportunity to know you. For sure, we'll know each other more time by time. And I will be ask you that even though I said in the live sessions, try your best that you will be always active. So at any time I can ask one of you any question. And I said that this interactive learning, as I said in the beginning, we need it. So if I always go ahead and open a PowerPoint and go ahead and talk what is the content of this PowerPoint, so there is no need to live session or any class lecture. So I can record it and send it. So we will always have this discussion to clarify it more. And sometimes if we'll ask somebody a question, doesn't matter that I make an assessment for him. No. This to open a discussion that all of us can benefit from this discussion. Are you okay with this, with such kind of interactive learning or interactive discussion? I need 3 thumbs up to say you are okay before I continue. I need 3 thumbs up that you agree on this, or I will stop. I take 1. So another 1. Another third one. Thank you so much, all of you. Okay, so as we said, based on our discussion today, now with most of you, we said that we expect that in this now, we are going to talk more about the server-side programming to have a really dynamic website. So this is people who I will get for one of this Smurf with me in class. I like them. I don't know why, but maybe when I was teenager. So this guy, he will be always with us and he will ask us many questions, brainy. So, and based on this, if you answer his questions, you will get a nice grade in the participation. So he will join us and will ask many questions. And if you don't answer his questions, this angry Smurf will be here and will get you minus a grade in the participation. Don't worry. I will not get a minus, but you can get a plus grade if you answer questions. So, oh, brainy, he started his questions. So here's the first question for us today. Are the internet and the web the same? Maybe it is a silly question, but we have to ask it. So internet and web are the same? So you always hear this word internet, web. Anyone has an answer for brainy before he will tell Angry to come? So let's keep Angry outside of our team and answer brainy. So brainy is asking us, are the internet and web the same, or there is difference between them? Anyone have an answer for me? Or I can choose somebody to answer in this case. Yeah, go ahead. Sarnash, go ahead.
Hello? Can you
hello,
hear
we
me?
hear you. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's Saransh.
Saransh, perfect. Thank you for correcting for me.
Okay, so internet is a network of connected devices, whereas the web or the www are the pages that we see on your device, on our devices.
So you mean the web, it is a page that we see it?
Yeah.
And what is internet?
Internet is basically a network of devices. It's like a WAN. It's like a very wide area network.
So, perfect. So I can say that the internet, it is a network, it is a hardware. This is a huge amount of devices connected with all infrastructure.
Yes.
And the web, okay, I agree with the internet. First, let's agree. So internet and web, they are two different worlds, so they are not the same. Perfect, thank you so much. So the internet, it is network of networks. networks of different networks.
Yes.
Perfect. So, but the web, we need to clarify it more. So I have also Sarnash. Thank you so much. So Saranash, is it correct in this name?
Saransh.
Saransh.
Yeah.
Saransh. Yeah. No, I'm saying it. Thank you so much. So Kura said it is. I think it is different. We agree all in this. Hamish said no. Yes, so there was no difference. Ramnik said that web works on internet. Okay, Ramnik, can you go ahead and tell us, if you have a mic, what do you mean more about this? Ramnik, do you have a mic?
Hi, Professor.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I just think like internet is the network, or
Yes,
that,
what
yeah,
Saranash said.
it's a network that the web works on.
Okay, so perfect. I also agree that web is work on the internet. I agree with this.
Web,
But what is web in
web
this
is the
case?
collection of like pages that we see online.
So we can see that all the content in the internet, we can name it web. Do you agree?
We use internet to surf our web.
So
It's
web is all content that we can find in the internet. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, web is it's all the content that we can access through the internet.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree. So when we said content, it can be a digital file, video, audio, text files, or HTML file, hypertext markup file. So all the content. So I can use two very simple words. Internet is the hardware, web is the software. So the internet is, as the guy said, it is the network of networks. So we have a lot of networks connected to each other with different network platforms and whatever it is. This is the internet. And we have different data that is held by this network. So this is the web in this case. So all the content of the internet, we can see it at the web, which means that we have different kind of files and different kind of data. It can be multimedia, non-multimedia, textual one, or source code, whatever it is. So all this, you can see it at the web. Guys, because when I started the lecture, there are some people that they asked me to make admit to go there. So all of you added you to the Microsoft Team channel that we have created. So, and you should have this invitation, just accepted it. In this case, you can go ahead to the class without any approval from my side. So I think that I can see that most of you have already done this. There are maybe 4 to 5 persons. They didn't join the channel. So if you join the channel in the Microsoft team, so you can go ahead directly to the class without any approval each time you go ahead to the class in this case. So as we said, so then the internet is a massive network of networks. So here this is the internet. We will have different networks starting from home network, this router connected to the local internet service ISP, internet service provider. And then we will have a national internet service provider, second internet service provider, like here, Telecom or whatever, another company that will be this internet service provider. And then this, you will have normally for each country, they have this national service provider with different local. And this one will be connected to other countries. So till we will have all computers in the whole world being connected to each other using this huge network of networks. And if we will have different protocols in this network, like HTTP, SMTP, we'll talk during this lecture more about these protocols. So the web is a way of accessing and sharing information on the internet. So we talk about information and how we are going to share it in this. By the way, this is the first World Wide Web. It's still online, by the way. Do you know who created the first website? And this is the World Wide Web first website. This is the link for this, the first one. Do you know the person who did this? Anyone don't know about it? They name it the father of web, they name it. He's a British guy. Okay, we know about him during this lecture. I will not give you the name now. Maybe later you can know this about it. So, but we'll talk about him later, how he did this. And so the internet is not the web. The web is a wide area hypermedia information retrieval system built on the top of the internet. And the internet is a network of networks, as we said. So let's start. So again, this is an introductory. I expect most of you should know about this from the CIS 145. Just I make a refresh. It is not from the scope of the course. Just I make a refresh before we will go to what we are going to learn this. So it is a very general information. Just to make a refresh to your own information. Or if somebody, he is not well aware of it, to be well aware of it. However, it is out of the scope of the course. It is not a networking course. So I expect most of you know about this, or you can now take a general overview about it, but it is not from the scope of the course. In the course, we will, as I said, we will focus more about the server-side coding, but we should be aware about different terminologies and have a general overview about what's taking in the internet, what's happening in this internet. So most of us hear this word IP, the Internet Protocol. So before this was 32-bit, then the IP version 4, and now they start using IP version 6 because we have huge amount of computers all are connecting at the same time. So normally we will have a static IP for the servers. So different servers that they are going to join this internet, they should have an IP. The concept of the IP is the same like the student ID when you will join the university. When you join the university, you will be part from this ecosystem. So each university will give you an ID as an identifier for you. So each computer, each device want to join this internet should have its unique identifier, the IP, Internet Protocol identifier, your IP in this case. However, there will be static IP or dynamic, which means that now we all of us joining internet using our internet service provider, so we will have an IP. However, when we shut down and we will leave the internet, the same IP can be provided to somebody else because there is a limitation. Now we said, okay, now we will have 128-bit for the new IP version 6. So, however, there are some servers that connect to the internet that always be connected to the internet, like hosting server or DNS server or database server. This because this server, other devices, they are going to connect to retrieve data. So they can't have a dynamic IP, they should have a static IP. Again, there are different companies that will take care for this. So as I said, we will have a static IP and dynamic IP. Whenever we connect, we will have an IP. However, the server will have its own static IP in this case, or it will not be a server. So normally there's when you go ahead and make a new browser, www.google.com, facebook.com, ufv.ca, ufv.com, this is domain name is connected to the IP, to a specific IP. But we as a human being, We will not memorize the IP of this server where I can go ahead and make a connection, the hosting server for this website where the website content is. Each time I will go. So this is what the browser will do. The browser, when you put a domain name, you are going to access a content for a special website. Using your browser, you just put a domain name. But there are different domains or different website content will be in the same server. So you are going to reach this hosting server. How we will do it? Let's see. Also, I expect you know about this before. It is out of the scope of this course. However, I will revise it for you, as I said, to refresh your memory in this case. So we have something we name it DNS server. I'm now connected to a browser, whatever kind of other browsers. I put google.com. So my ISP provider that provide me internet will connect me to a DNS server. What's this DNS server? This DNS server will tell you that this website that you are searching for, what is the IP? It is, for example, this is, by the way, it is the real IP of google.com. So if you put this in your browser, you will go to google.com. You can see it now. So this DNS, we now, the user of the browser of our computer, we don't see this. This all in the back end office or the back end of the browser. This is a browser do it. So when you go to your browser, put google.com, it will be connected using your internet service provider, telecom, whatever it is, with the DNS, because there are I think there is in the state, I don't know if here in Canada they have some DNS servers or not, but there are two main providers for DNS server in the UK and in the state. And whenever you go to create a new website and go ahead to any hosting server company provider, so they will link your domain to a server, and this server will have an IP. And then this DNS server are going to update their list with, then this domain is now connected to this IP that is the IP for the server where it holds the content of the website. So after you know that your browser know the IP where this website is hosted, now it can go to the web server or the hosting server of Google. And then now there is now a direct connection between your browser and this web server, and we will go ahead and say, okay, return to me main page, and then in this case Google. Okay, go ahead, we'll send you the main page in this case. Okay, we'll send you the main page. Again, how it will send it and in which protocol? Okay, I have a question now. I need some help in this. Who will help me? Who will help me? Who will help me? Who will help me? I'll go up. Parnit Jasul. Parnit. Yeah, Parnit. I think I'm saying it's correct. Parnit, can you hear us? Are you here?
Hello, Professor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
By the way, Parnit, it seems that it is a popular name. So I have already taught many Parnit students. So I don't know if you are one of them.
No, like I've never been taught by you before.
Okay. Yeah, and also Parnit can be used by girls and boys, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because this is the point that because we are giving online courses, I know that if I go to the street now, maybe I can meet somebody, he's one of my students, but I don't know who this is. This is because of COVID-19. Okay, Parnit, my question for you, when I said protocol, what will come to your mind? So we said that after we have a connection with the web server where the content of the website that we are, the way we communicate is being based on a special protocol. So before we will go, what I mean by this way of communication, what is a protocol? Have you heard this word, an English word, this before, protocol? Where you can hear it?
Yeah, like a protocol is a set of instructions, like in a way, particular way,
Yes.
how something is being done.
Yeah, and normally we see it in here, diplomatic protocol. That when the president will come, there is a special way where each country has its own protocol. If the president of this country is going to meet him at the airport or go there, so it's special instruction and based on a predefined instruction list. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So what about here in the internet?
So here, like, it is related to the network, how, like, which network protocol, like,
Go ahead. So it is the same. You said set of instruction that when two entity will communicate with each other. So in this case, we as a client, the browser, who we go, me, Ismail, or you, Parnid, open your browser, you write www.google.com using this DNS server. Now you know how to reach this Google server. So now you are connected to this Google server. Yes? So what will happen now? What will the protocol do with you?
Now, like, I will get the instruction, like my answer, what I need to be, that what I will be searching for back to me, like in the same way, but it will get the reversed process.
Okay. You mean that, yeah, okay, but, okay. So before I finish my discussion with you, I have to go to Ria because he has also raised his hand. So to sum up, there is a connection between me as a browser and the server where the website is being hosted, like google.com. So I will start communication with this server, me as a browser and the server. So the protocol now has to define how I'm going to communicate with the server. Do you agree?
Yes.
I said when we said diplomatic protocol, when there is a visitor president will visit another country. So based on a special protocol, the presidents of the host country will meet him at the airport, and then they have to go in a special way, and then maybe, or based on a predefined, he will not meet him at the airport, he will meet him at the presidential palace. Do you agree on this? So the way how they are going to meet based on the protocol. So now when I'm talking about the browser and the server, the way how they are going to communicate, it's based on the protocol. Do you agree, Parnit, in this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Parnit. I like it. So let's go to Ria. Ria, the stage is for you.
So is it HTTP? Is that the protocol that's used?
Perfect. Yes. In the internet, main of the protocol is HTTP protocol. Do you know what mean by HTTP? So what H stand for T and P and P?
It's the hypertext transfer protocol.
Perfect. So why we use this protocol? What is hypertext?
So I think it provides a definite structure for the information to be transferred from the server to the client.
Perfect. So, but what is hypertext? It is a hypertext transfer protocol. So it is a protocol that to communicate and share different data between the server and the client. 100%. Thank you so much. But when they name it hypertext transfer protocol, why they use the hypertext word? Why?
It's referred to the information that's displayed on the page that you're accessing.
By the way, the HTML also comes from the same word, hypertransfer markup language. So the HTML, it is a language to create a hypertext. So what is hypertext?
I'm not sure how to answer it.
Okay, thank you so much, Ria. You give me the most of the answers when you said it is HTTP protocol. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I will go to Sarnish. Sarnish, yes, Sarnish. Is it correct?
No, sir. Saransh.
Saransh. Why I
Yeah.
say it Sarnish as E, so I have to say Sarah Nash.
N. Yes.
Yeah. So now
Yeah.
now I make a connection, or I can make this in my mind with Sarah. So Sarnash.
Just that's the closest.
Okay.
Like some people have it. Okay, so yeah, it's called hypertext because even in web pages you see hypertext. So it's
What is
basically a system
hypertext?
of it's
What
basically
is
a system
hypertext?
of
Give me this
cross-linking.
answer. Give me this answer. What is a hypertext?
It's a
Why then?
system of cross-linking websites amongst each
Not
other.
system. It is. Okay. This link is correct, but not system. Guys, we are. This is today our first lecture, so I'm giving it as a very general information. I'm making a discussion. I said it is out of the main scope of our course, but I want you to, before we dig in the server-side coding, that all of you are familiar with this. When you go to make an interview at work, they will ask you, what is this? What is this? Sometimes they will ask you about a very basic question, but you said, okay, why I don't know how about this? So Arnoub, do you go ahead?
So if I'm not wrong, hypertext is a text that contains links.
Perfect. Yes. So without hypertext, there is no web. Without hypertext, there is no web. So why? Because if there is, we name something web. So if I have been in a document, like this HTML document, and I want to go to another document, there should be a link. So the normal text file that we use it as text file, there is no link to another document. It's just text. The HTML file, the hypertext markup language, which is the language that we create a hypertext. So this HTML file, it is a hypertext because it can contain a link to another document. So the hypertext, it is a text file or a text document that can contain a link to another document. And this is our guy, Berners-Lee, who creates the HTML, a language to create a hypertext. Because he believes that without having this hypertext, there is no web. And then, because this web was based on hypertext document, that we can create it using HTML hypertext markup language. So hypertext is a text document that can have a link to another text document. They said, okay, so we are going to communicate by sharing different hypertext document. So we have to create a protocol to transfer this hypertext document. So this is why they name it Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So it is a protocol set of instruction to transfer this hypertext between different entities or different devices. This is why they name it HTTP. And then today we will have HTTPS, Secure Hypertext Transfer Protocol, to have it more encrypted transformation between different devices. Again, I believe this is very nice information for all of us to have it. And now you are familiar with it, so you can understand more why these people name HTTP, HTML, all of this. So as I said, as when we said about protocol, it is human protocol. What is the name? I have a question, instruction. So this is a protocol now, for example, protocol when we communicate with each other now here in team. you raise your hand in order that only two persons can talk as me and another one at the same time. So you raise your hand and you will wait till I will give you permission, just in order that this transfer of data and this communication will be done in a correct way. So this is our protocol. So in the network, this communication between two entities should be done in a systematic way using a special network. In the internet, we use HTTP because we are going to transfer hypertext document based on HTML files. So they name it hypertext transfer protocol. However, there are different protocols in the internet, normally in the network, not only in the internet, but in the internet, most probably we use, for example, the TCP protocol when we create the first connection, then we start using the HTTP protocol after we establish a connection. And normally in the internet, when we are going to access a website, it is a client server. So always there is a request reply, request reply, request reply, request reply between these two entities in this case, which is the client server in this case. So I said there will be the client, which is the browser. After make this connection, go to the DNS and get the IP of the hosting server or the web server. Now there is a connection between your browser and the web server that contain the website you are searching for. And then you start this sending request reply between you and the server. So as I said, so you make HTTP request and you expect a response. Ah, Brainy, you come too much today. So said, okay, but what are the web objects? So when the server will reply to us, what is going to reply? Your browser can understand only client-side language or document. So it can understand HTML file, CSS, JavaScript, plus different multimedia objects like images and videos. So it will not send a PHP code, ASP.NET code in the response. And all the response will be based on HTML containing different multimedia. So in this case, so when it's being returned for you, so it will return a base HTML file. So this is why if you request a special page that all of it is HTML, then the server will return it back to you as it is. If it will contain a server-side code, it will compile and execute this code, and the output will put it in your HTML file and send it to you as an HTML. Because you, as a browser, you can understand only such kind of web object like multimedia object plus some client-side language when you expect a return from this server in this case. So as I said, web server will be a domain like this. It can be an HTML file, the main page, or it can be a PHP file or other server-side language. Take this, I'll finish this request reply, and then maybe we can take a break before we continue. So the HTTP request, again, it is out of the scope of the course. I will not ask you about this, don't worry, but I want you to know about it at the beginning. So we said, okay, there is an HTTP protocol between your browser and the web server. What is a web server? It is a server that holds the files of the website you are searching for. So how will be the request? You can send a request like this. This is what your browser will send it. Because we said there is a protocol, there is a special request you are going to send it. So here we'll send in the get, what you want, get or post. You want to get or post. And then you will tell what kind of version of protocol you are going to communicate with the server. What the host that you are searching for, the website. And then it's some information about your host, your website, your browser, which is accepted language, French, English, whatever different language you will accept. what is your browser, because there are some information your web server, the web servers you are communicating with should know about it. When he will send you a reply, will send a reply that you can understand. And this is what is a web programmer has to take care for this. And sometimes when David, we talk about responsive website. So when you send a request, within the request, you can know what is the device you are sending you this request. And based on this, you know what is the resolution that you are going to send it. Because now if you open the same website using a phone or using your desktop, it will not be the same resolution. How your web server know what the resolution has to send it from the request he get it? Because there are some information in the request, the browser is going to send it, telling, hey, web server, after he makes this connection, I am here using a mobile version of Chrome. So you as a programmer, you should, based on this, you should know what this kind of resolution we're going to send it back. So all this information concerning the browser information will be sent using the request that will be done by your browser. So the response will be okay, then we'll send you the version, and then there are some date, and we'll take, as your browser send information about what the browser can accept different languages and different information about maybe resolution, other information. Also, when the server will retain the reply, we'll tell, okay, I am Apache server. We will work with Apache one. Because there are different servers, maybe Microsoft one, whatever it is. By the way, I am anti-Microsoft guy. So I always go to open source community. So we said, okay, the content length, how many characters? You see what is a content type? Text./HTML, which means it is a hypertext markup language file. It is a hypertext file. So the server will tell the browser, now you will expect me, I will send you the HTML. After make this header, here will be the HTML code that will be sent by the server to your browser. And the browser will take this code and make this rendering or executing and make this view for you based on the code, the HTML code that received from the server. The server will not send PHP code. No. It will send this text.html/HTML code for you because your browser understands HTML only, plus different like CSS, JavaScript maybe. Based on in the website when it was created, what was used in this website. But most of the time it will be HTML code that will be sent back, because even though another multimedia object like images, videos, will be within the HTML file that will be sent by the server in this case, and the response. Brainy, stop. Okay, Brainy, we know this. This HTML, we said HTML, it is a hypertext markup language. So this is a real case scenario for Facebook. So when you go to your browser, you write facebook.com, you will go to DNS and then you reach the Facebook server. And then you send a request after you make this connection with one of the servers. And then it will send you a response as an HTML. And then after you get this response, your browser gets the HTML code, and then you can view this. So first you will write, send a request, the reply will be with the HTML content, your browser will make a viewer for this HTML code that was received by the server, because the code will be here in the server. So what the server will send, this what the browser will display. Simple as. And this is HTML file that all of us know about it, and I expect all of you know about this. So HTTP versus HTML, this is Tim Berners-Lee that we talked about it, and this is the first web page that he has done it. And this is, let's say, the godfather of the website, of the web. He first go ahead and make, this is what we said, this is a hypertext, you see it, and a hypertext, this is different hypertext. They can have a link to another file. Without this, there is no web. And then in order to create this hypertext, he create a language, name it hypertext markup language, HTML. So when we said this is HTML file, it is a hypertext file. And then said, okay, we now have different hypertext in different servers. So how I can server and client can communicate to retrieve this hypertext file. And then he go ahead and make this protocol. And then we'll do it. But now Brain is asking, but is learning HTML enough? Sure not. This is why we now have the CIS 245. So this is what here, this is what you have already learned in CIS 145. And this is what we are going to learn here. We are going to learn about the server-side coding. And this server-side coding, as I said, that will be when this request reply to be sent as an HTML back here after being executed by the server itself. And when I said server-side code, this code can be, we can use it to make a connection with the database and to retrieve different data and then send it back to the client, the browser. Do you want me to continue or take break 10 minutes and be back after 10 minutes? If you want a break now, I need 5 thumbs up or I will continue. I said, if you want to take a break for 10 minutes, I need 5 thumbs up. 5. I have 1. So if there is no, I have 2. I have 3. I have 4. I have 5. Okay, so we'll take break 10 minutes. We will back after 10 minutes, okay? So it is 12:50, so we will be back about 1. Sahib, do you have a question or just you raise your hand for the break?
Sorry, I have a question. Will this session be uploaded as well?
Yes, I said from the beginning that I'm recording it. I upload it to YouTube channel, and then I will share the link in the Blackboard.
Okay, thank you.
So it is recorded. I will keep it recording now. We will go to break. I just turn off my screen and my mic and my camera. So be back at 1. Again, be back at 1. So that we will start our course at the main topic in the course now about PHP about after 1. Ramnik, go ahead. Do you have a question?
Hi, Professor. I just want to know, like, what will be the usual length of our lectures?
What do we? Sorry, what do we said?
How long will be our lectures?
If it will be live session now online, it will be almost 2 hours, not more.
Oh, okay.
So now after we finish our LB, so I think we expect we need more 30 to 45 minutes. So it will be around 2 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes. It depends about the content we will have it. But I will try my best because it's online. People can't handle more than 2 hours online. So it will be, to be around 2 hours always. Okay, guys, see you after 8 minutes. So see you at 1. And maybe we need only half an hour more and we can finish today at 1:30. So see you after 8 minutes.
चलेगा भाई बाहर चल गया और आप उठे ना कॉस्को जाना की लेना मेरे पास कॉस्को सामान का लेना पड़ेगा अब सही तो कॉस्को सही कितने लेना मेरे पास सही नहीं यार मैंने ड्रेस देखा मैंने रेजिमेंट आता है सही जाना आप बाजू है हां सही जाना बाजू आप हां सही जाना सारे पास जाना मेरे कंप्यूटर है कॉस्को
Hi guys. I hope that you got the break you needed. Okay, let me share. Saying hi, Cora. Let me share again my screen. You can see my screen. Just give me thumbs up. One thumbs up. I need one thumbs up. Thank you so much, David. And yeah. Sometimes you should take care for when will be in this online session, because you are recording it, and that all of you can benefit from this recording later. So sometimes maybe the sharing, for some reason, I thought that I'm sharing my screen, it seemed not, so go ahead and stop me, tell me there is no screen being shared. So, as we said, that in this course, here we will be. This is what you have already learned in CIS 145, and here we are going to learn this scripting language and for the server side. We will use PHP. It is open source, we will talk about it now. Why PHP? Because PHP runs on various platforms, Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac operating. It's compatible with almost all servers used today. Even though some people that said, okay, it's an old language, but it's being mostly used. It's free, there is no license. It has a high performance, open source, I said, secure. It has database support. It supports all different databases. We will use MySQL server in this course. However, PHP is compatible with all different database systems. So there is no restriction. And the community is very big. It's a huge community. When I said, what do you mean by the word community? So when you said there is a community, that there is a huge number of people that are using it, which means that whatever you can search for and ask, you can find a question for this. Because the community who is using this is very big, the huge one. So the case that you are going to face, 100% somebody else has already faced it before, and somebody else has already helped him with a solution, or the same person has already found a solution for this. So where are they are stored? So as we said, you have a client browser. It will send a request and then return an HTML for the web server. So the web server, it is a hosting server. Big companies like Facebook, Google, they have their own servers, a huge amount of servers. When you want to create a website, you have to go to a different companies like GoDaddy or whatever it is, and ask them that this domain, www.xyz, you are going to host it at their server. And normally you will have a shareable server, which means this server would be shared by different domains. Or if you have a huge storage need and a huge bandwidth, you can have your own dedicated server that will be used by you only. So this server will hold the data and should have the tool that will process the backend or the server-side language that are going to use in your website. So if you are going to use ASP.NET, you should have this, the web server or the hosting server should have the tool that are going to process this. If you are going to use PHP, that you have to do this. PHP, the Apache web server, it has a tool that is required to execute the PHP code and change it to client side and send it back to the client or the browser of the client. And also using PHP, you can connect to another server, is database server. Database server differs from the web server. Now we are going to install this two server in our computer as a local server. However, in reality, later, you will have a web server where your files will be hosted and different files, and you will have the database server where your database is being hosted. Whenever a person is going later to access the data, he has to use a server-side code, PHP code in this case, to access to send the query to the database and retrieve the result. And this result will be transferred to the client-side code, which is the HTML, when we will go to the browser. At the beginning, we are going to learn the PHP code, the same as when we learn C++ and whatever another language. After we learn the syntax, we start build different websites and start learn different techniques connecting to a database. But at the beginning, we have to learn the syntax of this PHP server-side code to use it to build a dynamic website later. So you need to have an example, the web server. So it is a free one. It is not only a web server, sorry, it is a package that has a web server, which is the Apache, and it will have the MySQL server database that we will use it also in our course. This is the MySQL later for database, and we use the Apache to make this PHP executing the code that will make the PHP execution, and then we return to the client side. Again, this is for Windows. People that they have Windows like me, they can use the XAMPP. And people who has Mac, they can use the map. So it depends if your computer is a Mac or the computer is XAMPP. It's Windows, sorry. And we will going to use an editor or IDE that we will use it to create in our course to where we are going to write the code. It's just an editor. By the way, you can use a notepad, but editor will be better to organize your files. And this editor will also help you to sometimes give you suggestion of some code when you're writing the code. So I'm also, as I said, I'm an open source guy, so I use NetBeans. Again, it is up to you what to use. I just give suggestion. So if you want to use another editor, another IDE, go ahead and do it. But it is your own responsibility how to deal with it. I will try to have some lab monitors or lab assistant. I will send an email to my old student who will, because according to the university, they told me that they have some slots for lab monitor or lab instructor or lab assistant. They maybe later when we be in the campus, they can help you when you will be in the lab, different installation. And so far, before we go to the campus, if you have any trouble in this, go ahead and drop me an email. I will try my best to answer you on the same day. If not, you can join the virtual office, or you can go to my office to help you. And as I said, when we will be back, there will be a lab monitor. It should be there should be somebody there that will also help you on this. But I'm always happy to help you on this also. So I use NetBeans. So by the way, when you create a PHP, I will do it with you now. Where we create a PHP file as a PHP project to use PHP applications. This is if you have a Mac, you are going to save it here under map. But if you have a Windows, so it will be exam.hotdocument. Then there we are going to save your PHP project. If you save it in another place, when you will run it, it doesn't make execution. Because normally when you create a website, we said you have a web server where we're going to host the code or the files. Now when we install exam or MAMP, we are installing a local server. So if it is Windows exam, the local server is XAMPP. So your project or your files should be saved under XAMPP. In order the Apache server that comes with the exam, in order that it can compile and execute the code. So you have to save your project there. Many students, they create a new project, it doesn't work, because the path where he saved The project, it is not the path where the Apache server expect to find your project. So if you have a Windows, you have to save it under this folder, exam hot document, and then under the subfolder named hot document that will be under exam. And then you will give this project a name, whatever the name you want to do it. I will do it with you now. Let's go before we go to I will do it with you. So I will go to first exam. I want to be sure that the exam first, I need to have the Apache is being running. MySQL, I need it later to the database system, not now. But if the Apache is not running, so I can't make executions out of PHP code. I will start also MySQL. So I have already installed the exam. So just you can install it. It is very easy. You can. I will give you the link where you can go ahead and download and install it. So I have already downloaded and installed it. Just I run it before I go to the Apache NetBeans. And then now I will go to NetBeans. I will create a new project with you now. So this is Apache NetBeans. I said it is a very nice IDE. I like it so much. It is an open source, free. There is no cost, free license. And you will find all what you needed here. This Apache NetBeans, as I said, by the way, I think it is now being owned by Oracle. It takes somehow time because I haven't started before. But if when you started, I give the format for the first time, so it will be faster. So, or it seems my computer is opening many things, so it will open now. Let me continue till it will open. So, basic PHP, a PHP file, it can have an HTML file and PHP code. Whenever you want to write a PHP code, you should put it using this delimiters. You can start PHP and close it like this, or without PHP word, you can put it like this. So, but I prefer that you use PHP in order that you, okay, this is a PHP code. Who will see, okay, this is a PHP code. And the file should be saved.php. The same when you make an HTML, as I finish, you write your HTML code, you put .html, this should be .php. However, it can have an HTML file and PHP code at the same time. I saw PHP code, HTML code and PHP code as the same in the same file. But if it had a PHP code, it should be saved.php. Why? Because whenever later you put this file at a web page in your server, if the client, any browser want to access this page, if it is .php, the server, the Apache server, will go line by line. If it is HTML code, it will send it as it is. It will do nothing for this. If it is a PHP code, it will execute it, and the output of this code will be sent as an HTML. So you can write HTML and PHP in the PHP code. However, the PHP code, this should be within this delimiters in this case. So now it's open. So I can, this is by the way, this is different assignment you are going to do it. I have already prepared them. So you can create new project. You see here, I need to have a PHP project. So I name it PHP applications. And sometimes if it doesn't have, you can go tools plugin. If you don't see the PHP project, just here, you go see available if it is not, and choose PHP if you can't see it here. So PHP application, next. You see it by default goes there under exam hot document. I can't save it in the desktop, for example, it doesn't work. So I will give it name. And again, I should have already installed the exam before, and also the exam is running before I want to run the PHP project. And then said next. So he said, because now it is in the local server it is a local host. It is not online. So the project URL will be localhost/PHP project 8. Sorry. It is running as a local website, which is the Apache that we have already installed with the exam. I said next. If this is, if you know any frameworks, so far we will not use any framework because we are still learning ABC. So we are still at very little teenagers in the web programming, so no framework to be used so far. Next, I can say finished. So PHP 8, if you see here it is. So it will create a project. By default, it creates an index page. So it is a must. Each PHP project had an index.php, which is the main page or the home page. You can't name it home.php. It is a must to name it index. Why? Because when you go to, for example, google.com, you didn't say google.com/index. So you just give the domain name of the website. The server will send you the home page. How the server will know the home page? If it is based in Apache hosting server, in this case, it will be the index page. So you don't have to tell the server what is the home page. Just it's going, if it is a PHP, the server will go, the Apache will go to search to the index page and send it back to the user as a home page. So it is a must to have an index page. No PHP project rule, no PHP project without index page. And you can't or rename it as home, whatever it is. It should be index. So any PHP project has at least an index.php page in this case. So here I can see this is, you see it is like HTML, we can write HTML, it has a head, and in the body we write a PHP code. However, it is index.php, if you can see here, it does not .html, so we can write an HTML code and PHP code. What will do the server, when we will go, for example, google.com, it will send you the index page. It will keep the HTML code as it is. When we return it back, we said there is a request reply with the reply to the browser. However, this PHP code, it will be executed, and the output will be within as an HTML within the whole HTML, the other HTML code. So it will send here, rather than this PHP code, the server will send here the output of this code as HTML within the other HTML written in this file. So if you go to any PHP or ASP.NET for ASP.NET, if you make right-click to see the source code, you will not see the server-side code. You see only the client-side code. Why? Because your server will not send the server-side code. It will send the HTML and the output for the server-side code as an HTML. So you can see HTML, CSS, JavaScript in any page. You can't see the server-side code because again, the server-side code will not be sent to the browser. The output will be sent as HTML in this case. So now we created our first PHP project. I will ask you, today we will not have a group work. Next time I will tell you something about the group work. Student who know me. Now we have a 30% grade for the assignment, okay? Okay. And 10% for participation attendance. I will give bonus for people that will make a correct group work in a class. How it will be? I will divide you in different groups. And the group that will finish at the beginning, and correct, will get some bonus, and maybe other groups also, it depends. So it will get bonus for the assignment in this case. So I ask you kindly that for the next time, go ahead and prepare the exam and the NetBeans that at the end of the lecture, we are going to practice a group work. So part of the lecture, today somehow it was long because we have to go over the general information about the course and what we expect from this course. And we talk about general information about the web and the internet and different protocols. However, starting for the next time, we will discuss new material, and part of the lecture will be practice within groups. In the Microsoft team, I can break you down different rooms, and each team will work in a room standing alone, and then we will be back to the main room and we will discuss different solutions. So I ask you kindly that for the next time to have your laptops or computer that you are using it prepared for the environment that has the IDE and has the exam or map base if you have a Mac or a Windows to practice what we are going to discuss in the lecture. So let's return back to the lecture. So you see here this code. Let's talk now today. We need more 10 minutes to talk about. Let's start about what we expect from PHP code. Like any language, so you can sometimes make a command where the compiler or the Apache server is going to execute the PHP code. We name it here interrupter, not compiler. So the interrupter, which is the Apache, is going to ignore this code. So we can use a command like this, or like this. It is similar to the other languages you know it, like C++ or Java. Here now, when you talk about variable, you see something you never seen it in other language. Normally, if you go to C++ or Java, when you declare a variable, you should give a type for a variable like string, integer, whatever it is, and you can save in this variable a data from another type. So if it is a string, you can put double or float. However, because it is a scripting language, it is more dynamic language, and this is one of the power of PHP, there is no type declaration needed. Like here, just I add $sign, so it will be like 12. Here, it can be also put text here, whatever it is. So there is no type declaration. When you create a variable, just put a $sign before it, the name of the variable, and you can insert any type of data in this variable. Does it mean that you have only to insert type, special type? So let's go here. So we declare here X, we declare here Y, we said X plus 5, print Y. Yeah, brainy. So what is the output of this code? So if you are going to execute this code, then we said print. Print will print an out. We'll talk about equal print at the end of this lecture. So what do you expect an output for this code? X. So I declare a variable, I name it X equal to, then I declare a variable Y, I said equal X plus 5. Then print Y. What will be Y? Anyone can tell me what is the Y here? Go ahead, Tanish.
Should be 7.
7. Cora said 7. Amritipal said 7. Pavinit 7. Arshdeep 7. It seems that anger will come. No, it's not 7. It will be 5. This is the first trick here. Anurub, do you want to give an answer? I have already given the answer, so do you want to discuss it? Go ahead.
My answer was different. It was not that you said.
Okay. Yeah, why is this happen? Because here we do not put $sign. So your interrupter, here it will deal with it as a variable and will assign a value to here. Here the Y, it will deal with it as a variable and it's going to assign the value for this. Okay, here there is a 5 and then here there is a plus. Okay, so your interrupter will expect here there is a numerical value. But it's not a number, and also it is not a variable. If it will be $X, if I write $X like this, then it will be 5. 7, sorry. However, because I write it X, so it is not a variable. And then because I said it is scripting language, very dynamic, we have addition, we have a number, and then this variable, it is not a variable, so it will go ahead and take the numerical value for this. What is the numerical value? So all alphabet have a numerical value equal 0. It is an alphabet. It is not a variable. So what is the numeric value for an alphabet? 0. So 0 plus 5 equal 5. Then print y will hold 5. Again, if I wrote $X, it will be 7. But because there is no dollar sign, so I put this example to let you learn this. If I put without dollar sign, it is not anymore variable. It is an alphabet. Alphabet with a summation. In this case, it will be, we have to go to the numeric value. The numeric value for all alphabet, it will be 0. So what about here? What do you expect here? David said 7, Parnit 2, Danish 2, Ura error, Tushan 2. Is anyone want to discuss? Cora, do you have a mic? How are you, Cora?
Yes, I have.
How are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year
So,
also.
so I think it's
You said
error.
error. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you are the only person you got it to me. So,
Mm.
so why it is error? It is
Because
error, yes.
yeah, because in PHP variable should be have $sign. So it should
Yes.
be $y.
Okay. Yes, it should be dollar. But why here we didn't put dollar and it worked. It doesn't give us error, but here give us error. Why?
Because it's we initialize y as should be a variable. So
Yes.
it should be dollar. It have $sign.
Thank you so much, Cora. Perfect. Yes, thank you so much. What Cora said, and at what I also agree, that here, this is a variable. We normally assign a value to a variable. So here, when we'll go to see what is this value, we have a summation, an addition, and we have a number. So we deal with this as a number. The numeric value for this is 0, 0 plus 5. Then 5, we will assign 5 to y. Here, this is a variable, correct? So it is 2 plus 5, 7. So if you are going to assign 7, we should assign it to a variable. This is not a variable. How we can assign a value for a non-variable character? We can't. So in this case, you are assigning a value to a non-variable. So your compiler or interpreter here will make an error. And then you will get a parse error in this case. Is it okay? Okay, so another one. So here, what do you expect? Again, this is some tricky examples to understand more about variables because it's not like other languages. Other languages, you go ahead and declare integer, float, string, and all, and you always assign the same type. 1527. Tushant said 1527. Do you have another? Anyone has another one? Mian said 1527. Is there anyone? So to say, it is not. It is incorrect. Brainy, please forget us. It is our first lecture. Don't tell Angry about us. Cura error. No, not error. 27. No, not 27. Go ahead, guys. I need it. So far, I don't have a correct question, a correct answer, sorry. Think about it. 15 plus 27. So yes, what will be the answer, Mian? 15. Oh. Shall I give you the answer? Yes, 42. Okay, Mian, do you know why it is 42? Oh, you said 42 because it's the last answer that you can provide it. Do you have a mic? Do you want to discuss it?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Mian.
Yeah, it's I think in PHP the string plus integer is acceptable, so that's why.
Yeah, and in Java, for example, if you use a plus, you make a concatenation. Between two strings.
Yeah,
but however, here
it's
because go ahead.
Yeah, it's a string and an integer. If we do it in Java, it will give us an error that we cannot add a string and an integer. But in PHP,
Yes.
it is acceptable to add string and an integer.
It is acceptable, but it deals with it as a numeric. It doesn't deal with it as a string. Why?
Not sure. I think integer have greater.
No, that doesn't mean the value. First, Mian, here, we know this is a variable. Your compiler or interpreter know it is a variable, but it can assign any value of any type for this variable. So there is no special type for this variable. So here, now, so it doesn't mean it will be string or it will be an integer. It depends about what is the value will be assigned for this variable. So now your compiler will see that there is here an operation. It is an addition. So if it is an addition, it will deal with the two sides based on their numeric value. As it did here. There is an addition. So the numeric value of 5 is 5. The numeric value of x is 0 because it's the alphabet. Here, there's the numeric value of 27, 27. This string, it is not an alphabet. It has a numeric value 15. So it will make an automatic, this we name it implicit type conversion. So 15, it will deal with the numeric value 15 plus 27. So it deals with the 15 and makes this conversion as an integer because there is already an operation addition. Because this interrupter is very smart, and let me continue. This interrupt is because of this operation. If it is addition, it will deal with two sides as the numeric value, and if they are not numeric, it will make a conversion to the numeric value. Based on this, 27, 27, 15 as a string, it will change into integer. The numeric value of the integer in this case is 15. Kura and Sarnash. Sarnash. Go ahead, Sarnash.
So it's not correct yet again.
Yeah, time by time I will do it correctly.
Yeah, okay. So what if there was an alphabet in this quotation sign?
Yeah, it's the same like here. This is here, there was alphabet. So if there is 15, there is, for example, here is this quotation. With quotation, we'll have x. It will be the numeric value of it will be 0. 0 plus 27, it will be 27 in this case.
Okay.
Go ahead, you have a question.
Okay. I have the question is raised by Sarah, but I have another question here. If in the double quote I put $sign another variable, is it treated
Yes,
as variable?
No, it will deal with it as a variable and take the value of this variable. We will see it in the echo. So if it is a variable, it will take the value of this variable. And if this variable, it is not initiate any value, so it will by default be 0 in this case. So it will take the value of the variable in this case.
Okay. Even it's under the double quotes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So this is what is the power of PHP, that we name something we name implicit conversion. Implicit conversion, which means that automatic conversion. The interrupt will take care based on that, because it has here an operation addition. So both of cases has a numeric value. Now, what will be the numeric value for both of sides? If it is number, number. If it is not number, it will make this conversion. Alphabet 0, variable, the value of the variable. If it will be number, even though with quotation takes the number in this case. You can see here echo. So we see here echo and print. We will talk about it. So it seems like when you learn C++, C out, for example, or printf in whatever different languages. So here we have echo and print. We will discuss what is the difference and what is the similarity and later during this lecture. So string here, I see you can hear, when we talk about string, this is, we make a concatenation using dot. If you want to merge two strings, like here. Hello, I'm here. So when I said echo, to produce this. Sorry. Here, this is the first string. And here it will take the value of this variable, even though it is not string, and put it now, and now make the vice versa, which means that this value, put it now as a string and put it here, and there's a final output. So there is not like Java, so we use concatenation like dot in PHP when we want to merge two variables in this case. Or here like this, you can put dot equal. In this case, it will concatenate C to B. So it will B and C and put them in B in this case. So it will concatenate both of them at a one value in this case. So now here you can use double quote or use one quote. Now this is somehow difference. That if you use the double, and by the way, most of the time we will use double quote. I prefer double quotes. Because if you use one double quote, so if you use some parameter of variables, it will take the value of it and put it in the string. However, one quote, it will print it as it is. All, like here, $x printed $x. So double quote, it will deal with it as no. If there is different variables, so it in this case, it will take the value of this variable, deal with it as a variable or a parameter in this case. There is a /n if you want to print a new line. There is a /t if you want to make a new tab or a new carrier in this case. So now the last point that I want to discuss here today about the echo and print statement. So the echo statement and the print statement, first, they are somehow very similar. Both can be used to print. Let's start with the echo. The echo, you can use it with parentheses or without parentheses. You can use it in both cases. But I always use it without parentheses, like here. And in echo, you can use put, also in print, you can put HTML tag. Because when you print it out, this PHP code. As we said, the server will transfer it to HTML. So if there is in the print will be HTML, it keep it as it is and send it back with the output. So you can write HTML code within echo. This is one of the way to write PHP code within PHP with PHP scope. So, and also you can have this variables, and when you set this echo x, it will take value of x and 5 and 4, the value of them, and print them. And this is the main difference between echo and the print. Normally, no need for this, but you can use it, which means that having different parameters. In a print, you can do this. Like this, comma, this is the first parameter, second parameter, third parameter, fourth parameter. We name it multiple parameters, having different comma between of them. So you can do it also with echo. The print statement, you can also, the same can be used with or without parentheses. And the same you can write also here. But as I said, the main difference that here you can say echo can take multiple parameters. As we see here in the print, we can't do this. Echo has no return value, while print it has return value 1. So if you want to use a print value or return value, but normally we don't use it. I use echo more than I use print. But there is another reason that echo is marginally faster than print, which means that faster that the interrupter, when it will make this execution, it will execute in a faster way. So this is the main difference between echo and print, and you can use both in this case. So I think that today we take more 10 minutes, so you should be okay. So Brainy tell you that thank you for today. Like always, if you have any question, you can ask me about today's lecture. Today it's very introductory lecture. Tomorrow we will start with the PHP. We dig deeply. Not tomorrow, next week. As I said, this is a recorded lecture. I will upload it today. After I will download it and then upload it to the YouTube, and then I will send the link I will upload the link in the Blackboard, and also I will send you an email telling you that now that the lecture you can go ahead. Yeah, I will answer your Kura. Yes, when you will back to face-to-face, do we need any? We will be 23. I think I have to double check with the administration. I think that we are going to be in a computer-equipped room, which means so I think that we should have computer. No need for your own laptop. But I prefer to have your own laptop, because sometimes if you start working with a special exercise, maybe we will do it more and more and more. So maybe you prefer to have your own laptop. But I will be sure that I will send an email to the lab director at our department to install all environment, Apache and exam, that you can have the environment for this. I think that I will double check, Kura. I will double check and be back for the next week. But it should be in a computer-equipped room when we're back in the campus, and then we should have the environment. If not, you can have your own laptop, but I think that we should have computer-equipped one. As you know, we will be back 23 of January in this case, after 23 of January. I hope that they will not make any more extension for this. I'm really excited to be back in the campus. I hope that I have already answered your question. Thank you so much, Kura. So this is the link where you can install the Apache one. This is the link where you can install the exam if you have Windows, map if you have a Mac. And this is a link because Mac people always, their life is complicated. There's always this Mac different to do it. So in this case, this is a link that will help you in order that to make the proper settings for the Apache with the Mac laptop in this case. Jason, at the previous page, I saw info, my sister car is what we do in that line. I didn't get your question. What do you mean in the previous page? Which page? Here you said, or Jason? Here you mean? Yes. Yeah, here. Yeah, this is carrier return, just this one. Yes. What is your question about it? Jason, can you have Mike with us? To understand more, what do you want? You mean this is slash? Why we using slash tab is tab, slash t is tab, and we have this slash r when we talk carriage return about this. You get my point? Do you know what you want to ask me? What is the difference between a new line and carriage return? It's not the same when we go to HTML to break a new line. Is it okay for you? Jason, maybe you don't have a mic, yeah? Let's go to the chat because I'm not opening the chat. So go ahead. Yes. Yes. Yes, this is what I said. It can be used for the carriage return, which means that break new line. It differs from new line by making this breaking for the line in this case. Okay. Okay, guys. Do anyone has more question for me today? If you don't have any question, we can leave today, but I need, how many thumbs up? Okay, I will accept 5 thumbs up. If there is no thumbs up, I will stay here. Sahib, you want to finish quickly? You have something to do, yeah? I have 3 so far, only 3. 4. I need more thumbs up to leave. Ramnik, guys, thank you so much for today. I hope that you enjoyed the lecture today. If you still have any question for me today, just go ahead and send me an email. I will be happy to answer your questions. Okay, guys, take care all. Yeah. Bye-bye.